The Matrix Resurrections is the official title for The Matrix 4, guys. The Matrix being one of those trilogies that overall I really enjoyed. The first one being the best. The second one I really liked a lot more than a lot of people. And the third one, obviously, in my opinion, was a step in the wrong direction for the franchise. And so, that being said, though, I've been very excited, especially because of Keanu Reeves, how he has matured as an actor when we talk about John Wick and all the different titles that he's been working on. The Matrix 4 or The Matrix Resurrections is something that I am incredibly excited about, just to see what happens in this universe. I've always felt that there was more to offer with this universe. I felt like it was like an infinite amount of potential, kind of like Star Wars, kind of like some of these different, titles out there. There's just so much to explore, so much to do within the Matrix. And that being said, I want to talk about everything that we know so far about this title. We can break it down and have a real conversation in the comment section down below. So let's get into it. So guys, in an article written by Craig Elvey of Screen Rant, The Matrix 4 is officially titled Resurrections. Here are the story details we know so far, from Neo and Trinity's returns to potential villains. Here's everything we know about the story of The Matrix 4, now officially titled The Matrix Resurrections. It's no overstatement to suggest that the Wachowski sisters changed the game with their 1999 The Matrix movie, blending cutting-edge visuals with intense action and a sci-fi aesthetic unlike anything seen before. Though 2003's double barrel of The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions expanded the mythology behind Neo's fictional world, neither earned the same acclaim as the original. Nevertheless, Matrix fans have been waiting eagerly for Keanu Reeves to swallow some brightly colored pills again, and after almost 20 years of rumor and speculation, The Matrix 4 is ready for another dose. Directed solely by Lana Wachowski on this occasion, her sister Lily sought to stay away from sci-fi fare. The Matrix 4 wrapped filming in November 2020, but aside from the slew of actors confirmed via various sources, both returnees and fresh faces, very little has been revealed about the plot for Neo's long-awaited sequel. Fortunately, the code of silence around The Matrix 4 is beginning to fade. An official title, The Matrix Resurrections, has been announced, and the first footage recently aired behind closed doors at CinemaCon. So, obviously, Neo and Trinity, they're brought back to life. So that kind of gives away why it's called The Matrix Resurrections. These guys are coming back from the dead, guys. The returns of Keanu Reeves as Neo and Carrie-Anne Moss's Trinity were confirmed from the very beginning. But while bringing the original trilogy starring duo back for The Matrix 4 makes box office sense, it's worth remembering that both characters were dead when The Matrix Revolutions credits rolled. Fans have conjured many a theory as to how Lana Wachowski could overcome this minor obstacle. Some suggested The Matrix 4 would feature new versions of Neo and Trinity, others mooted time travel as a solution, and a few questioned whether Reeves and Moss could be playing entirely new characters. So, with The Matrix 4 now confirmed under the title Matrix Resurrections, however, Neo and Trinity will almost certainly be brought back to life. Both characters perished within Machine City during the climax of the original Matrix trilogy, and both might have had their consciousness stored somewhere in the simulation. The pair could return as cached personalities uploaded in artificial or artificially restored bodies. So, The Matrix 4 CinemaCon footage reveals that neither Neo or Trinity remember who they are. Neo is living in modern-day San Francisco as Thomas, which indicates his original in-Matrix persona of Thomas Anderson has been restored, and Trinity appears to be suffering the same affliction as she asked Neo, "Have we met?" Both characters seem to have been reset, reverting back to the lives they inhabited before taking Morpheus's red pill. Based on the leaked images from The Matrix 4 on-location shoots, it's Trinity who figures out the truth first. She's seen in the franchise's traditional leathers leading Keanu Reeves, who's dressed in ordinary civilian clothes, through the city. Carrie-Anne Moss's character always was the sharper of the two. Now, this is where people are there's a lot of question marks around young Morpheus, guys. Trinity isn't the only returning hero lending Neo a hand. Morpheus is back too, this time played by Yahya Mateen II instead of Lawrence Fishburne. Even before The Matrix 4 was officially announced, rumors suggested Warner Brothers was eyeing a project based around a younger Morpheus, and once Mateen was confirmed among the new cast additions, he was immediately linked with Neo's philosophical friend. The CinemaCon footage supports this theory, with Mateen's character described as a more youthful Morpheus and offering Neo a red pill, effectively occupying the same role Fishburne did in 1999. Now, guys, I think that we're going to be getting into a lot of, different elements to this. There was a lot of talk about how we're connected with our phones, cellular devices and such in today's world. And there's a lot of talk that there's going to be this in The Matrix Resurrections. The other thing people are talking about is time travel. One of the biggest questions Matrix 4 leaves unanswered is why Morpheus looks younger, while Neo and Trinity are both older. Since Lawrence Fishburne's character was the only member of the fabled trio to survive the original Matrix trilogy, he should be the one with a few more frown lines. The younger Morpheus scenes feed into another long-held Matrix 4 theory that time travel will somehow be involved with characters using the Matrix to skip through eras. Given how Neo is back to being Thomas Anderson, the Matrix 4's villain might have been undone that initial meeting between Neo and Morpheus, forcing the latter's younger self to take action. So, the arrival of a younger Morpheus certainly adds fuel to that fire, but it doesn't explicitly confirm the Matrix 4 will be meddling with the timeline. And I think it would be awesome, though. Personally, guys, I think it would be really cool to see some time travel put into this movie. In one way, shape, or form. Going through eras, it just sounds just awesome. It's just something that you would see from something like The Matrix Resurrections or from a Matrix title in general. Time travel, things of that nature definitely would add so much speculation, could really leave us on a real cliffhanger. Could be something absolutely awesome. Who knows what the Wachowskis are thinking, but could they be thinking of a new trilogy altogether? That is something that could be absolutely awesome. The first act of The Matrix 4 sees Neo trying to piece together his identity. As mentioned above, he receives guidance from Trinity, visits a therapist, and takes another red pill from a brand new Morpheus. And another callback to the original Matrix movie, Reeves' Neo and Mateen's Morpheus do battle in a training dojo, with the one accidentally destroying their arena while sparring. Once again, this proves the original Neo is still lurking beneath the surface with all his fearsome power and knowledge of Kung Fu. Another shot reveals the one pulling out a few classics, stopping bullets with telekinesis and tossing a missile toward a helicopter. Evidently, it doesn't take long before Neo is back to his usual self. So, mirrors played a significant role during Thomas Anderson's initial transition into Neo. After swallowing Morpheus' red pill, Keanu Reeves' protagonist was consumed by silver goop from a nearby mirror, phasing out of sync with reality. Lana Wachowski seems to be reusing that metaphor in The Matrix 4, with trailer footage apparently showing Neo emerging from a mirror when he reunites with Trinity. Another shot from CinemaCon describes a blue-haired girl taking Neo through a mirror's reflection to reveal the true nature of the Matrix. Expanding on Wachowski's pre-existing Through the Looking Glass influence, mirrors could serve as some kind of gateway through whatever strange world The Matrix 4 takes place in. And, guys, the agents. That is something that was really big to me was, okay, what is the villain going to be? Are they going to use agents? What is it? What's going to happen here? We haven't seen the trailer yet. Maybe the trailer's going to be coming out soon. I'm hoping it does. But the agents are back. There's currently no word on the identity of The Matrix 4's main villain. Neil Patrick Harris's therapist remains a possibility, and the dual resurrection of Neo and Trinity suggests the machines could be allies instead of enemies this time around. But The Matrix 4's real antagonist is still an enigma. On the other hand, we do know the agents are back in The Matrix 4. The return of the machine's smartly dressed police force was hinted at previously when Daniel Bernhardt joined the cast, and Hugo Weaving later claimed to have been contacted about reprising his Agent Smith role. The CinemaCon trailer proves The Matrix 4 will indeed feature agents, and though Weaving isn't returning, Smith could potentially still appear in a different guise. Some fans suggested the agents might be friendly or exiled in The Matrix 4, but footage showing Trinity and the agents clashing fists debunks those theories. So, one of the things that we loved about The Matrix was the action, guys. The fighting between the agents and like Neo and Trinity and all of these different characters. And so I'm really excited about that. I hope with the technology we have now, I really hope that Wachowski, Lena really takes this opportunity to make this movie as good as it possibly can. Obviously, we've seen some of the work the Wachowskis have done over the course of the years, and a lot of them, I think they're a misunderstood, director duo. But that being said, we can all admit that movies like Jupiter Ascending and movies of that nature really didn't hit where we were all expecting it to. The Matrix Revolutions ended with Neo forcing the machines into a truce as the architect agreed to free humans in the real world. Based on what we know of Matrix 4's story, however, there's no sense of a truce whatsoever. Far in the future, the machines might have reestablished the Matrix's dominance over humanity, but the way the Matrix 4 seems to be ignoring the previous ending implies Neo and Trinity could now exist in a completely different Matrix, similar to the old, but not quite the same. A dream, as Neo describes it to his shrink. Along with the main villain, how the Matrix 4 bridges from the original trilogy's final remains one of the film's biggest lingering mysteries. So look, guys, I am incredibly excited about The Matrix Resurrections. This is climbing very quickly as one of my most anticipated movies of the future. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about it. What do you guys think is going to happen here in The Matrix Resurrections? Where do you think they're going? Time travel? Neo forgets who he is? There's a lot of question marks. Is, Hugo Weaving going to reprise his role? Is all these different characters, how is this going to tie in? Is it going to be a really great continuation of this franchise? Is it going to be another step in the wrong direction? Here's hoping, guys. I'm so excited about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And for more The Matrix Resurrections content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.